I'm going to sing for you a song called The Ballad of Tom Crean. And it was written by a man called Cliff Wedgbury, who's originally from London, now living for many decades in Cork. I never have actually met Cliff Wedgbury, but we've been in touch remotely. And it turns out that we've nearly met many, many times over the years, going back as far as the 1960s. And I spent the late 1960s based in London with the group The Johnstons. And I was there with Lucy Johnston and Adrian Johnston and Paul Brady. And we visited many, many folk clubs and played in many folk clubs and in places like the Royal Festival Hall in London, the Queen Elizabeth Hall, the Albert Hall and so on. And Cliff Wedgbury often was literally around the corner, but we never actually met. Now, he wrote the Ballad of Tom Crean in 2002, and I heard it from another Corkman, the Bard of Cork, the wonderful Jimmy Crowley. And I heard him singing it along with Martin de Coigoin in America, and liked the song right away. It turns out that Tom Crean, I was to discover all this later, was born in 1877, very close to the beautiful town of Auniscall, very close to Dingle on the Kirkadivna Peninsula in southwest Ireland. Next stop is America. And Tom Crean was born into a farming family, and he was expected to be a farmer, but he didn't want to be. And at the age of 15, he announced to his father that he was going to join the Navy, and off he went. Now, he did it illegally. He was supposed to be 16. He lied about his age, and he joined the Navy. And over the next decade and a half, he worked his way up the ranks. And finally, in the year 1911, he finds himself in New Zealand and signs up with Robert Scott for 2 years on what turned out to be a very ill-fated expedition to discover the South Pole, and Scott perished in that unsuccessful quest. In the process, Tom Crean distinguished himself with countless acts of bravery and became very beloved not only of Scott but of Ernest Shackleton, who took up the quest, and his ship Endurance had extraordinary feats of valor when the ship was trapped in pack ice and eventually sank. And Tom Crean and Shackleton and many others existed in a very precarious way in the lifeboats for over 490 days. Epic voyages were taken, epic feats of valor were carried out, and Tom Crean was at the centre of all of them, became a legendary figure, a very beloved figure. Even in 1915 had a song recorded on an Edison cylinder about him. Tom Crean went on to become a very beloved figure with Ernest Shackleton. Shackleton eventually, with Raoul Amundsen, did discover the South Pole. And Shackleton had a troubled life and died in debt and very troubled. Tom Crean, however, eventually made his way back to Dingle and married a local woman and opened a pub which exists to this day called the South Pole Inn, and Jimmy Crowley has done gigs there, he tells me, very successful, as Jimmy's gigs always are. But the name Tom Crean was not celebrated much locally. First of all, he existed at a time when Ireland was in the middle of a battle for independence. And in a sense, his family was on the wrong side of that battle. He himself, of course, was in the British Navy, and an elder brother of his was a member of the Royal Irish Constabulary, eventually killed by the IRA in the battle for independence. So it appears that a kind of a shadow hung over the Crean name in some circles locally. It's a complex story, and Ireland really took a long time to come to grips with the fact that a lot of our native sons fought for the British Empire at the time that we were fighting for independence. It's a long story, and we're now at the latter end of coming to a resolution, and people finally being accepted in their communities as having made a choice that in their eyes was a valid choice. And anyway, the name Crean was not really celebrated locally by all accounts, and he himself was a very modest man, never boasted about his exploits, and his daughters say that he put his medals away and never talked about those valorous deeds that he was responsible for as one of the great Antarctic explorers of that era. But eventually, the book was written about Tom Crean, and Cliff Wedgbury wrote the song, The Ballad of Tom Crean, and now he's considered a hero, and a statue has been erected in his honour. And I'm very proud indeed to sing this song. I love the song. I learned it from Jimmy, who made some minor changes, he tells me, and Cliff totally approves of that. It's the folk process, and I think I made a couple of changes myself without even knowing it. In any case, I'm very delighted to sing the Ballad of Tom Crean, and joining me on this is the wonderful Brenda Castles from County Meath. On the concertina, the redoubtable Lucy Johnston. I'm back singing with Lucy again after 50 years of not performing together. And a special treat, John Doyle, the mighty Dublin guitar player who has really transformed the role of the guitar in Irish music. And we've been warriors together on the road for many decades, and we co-produced 4 CDs together. Always a pleasure to hang out with John, to be in his company, and especially in his musical company, one of the great musicians of our time. And he's joining us along with Lucy and with Brenda. He's joining us in North Carolina on the guitar and on vocals. The Ballad of Tom Crean. He ran away to join the Navy when he was about 15. The farmer's son from Enniscall, the brave, the young Tom Crean. It's of this unsung hero who sailed with Captain Scott on a doomed attempt to reach the pole, to find that frozen plot. It was Crean that found Scott's body, frozen where he slept. He built a cairn upon that man and said his prayers and wept. With Shackleton he bravely sailed to chart the icy waste. Upon the ship Endurance an icy hell he faced. He ran away to join the Navy when he was about 15. The farmer's son from Enniscall, the brave, the young Tom Crean. Frozen in the ocean, the vice of winter fell. He made it to the island down that glacier of hell, to tell the story of the men stranded far from home. With the whalers of South Georgia he crossed the savage foam, to reach those men who waited for many months, I'm told, sheltering in upturned boats upon the beach so cold. He ran away to join the Navy when he was about 15. The farmer's son from Enniscall, the brave, the young Tom Crean. Eating seals and penguins, seaweed from the shore, never ever knowing if they'd see their homes once more. With Shackleton he sailed again to rescue every man, a kind and loyal friend to all this cheerful Kerry man, with the song to raise the weary and the tune to lift the sad. Always optimistic, this happy sailor lad. He ran away to join the Navy when he was about 15. The farmer's son from Enniscall, the brave, the young Tom Crean. Without the Crean boy's courage, determination too, the sirens would be wailing for that sad forsaken crew. But the James Caird made South Georgia, the mountain peaks were climbed, and soon the face of fortune smiled on the brave souls left behind. And the steamer was a wondrous sight cry as she ploughed the raging waves. And from that icy fortress every mother's son was saved. He ran away to join the Navy when he was about 15. The farmer's son from Enniscall, the brave, the young Tom Crean. But he came home and fell in love, a local girl he wed. The South Pole in the open damp, he pulled black pints instead. The father of 3 daughters, and Mary, Kate, Eileen. Though you left this world in 38, your deeds live on, Tom Crean. He ran away to join the Navy when he was about 15. The farmer's son from